you ever tried searching on YouTube for tips on how to lose weight? If you have, then like me, you probably saw what pops up. Everyone's trying to sell you on shakes and pills and detox nonsense. And it's all fun and games to laugh. I mean, I sat there and pissed myself for about half an hour until I looked at the analytics of our YouTube page and something bugged the hell out of me. You don't know what it was? I realised that a lot of people who are searching for this type of thing are youngsters. And it pisses me off, guys, that people at this crucial age are being told this fucking potentially damaging bullshit by people who are just trying to make a quick fucking sale. So what I've done today, I've cleared 3 hours out of my training schedule, and I'm going to put together a video here which gives you 5 tips you can use to lose weight and keep it off. These are tips I used myself years ago and I dropped 50 pounds. Okay, so all I ask in return is that when you get to the end of today's video, if you've enjoyed it and you've had fun with me, share it or interact with the video in some way. I'll explain why when I get there. If you're new around here, welcome to the channel. My name is Russ. I've been a trainer for 11 years. Yeah, that makes me feel old. I've been a trainer for 11 years. I've been fortunate enough in my career so far to train people from just about every walk of life, from bodybuilders to athletes to busy parents to writers, you name it. I've probably met them along the way. And of course there's now 82,000 members using my workout plans on russharpti.com. So when it comes to weight loss, it's easy for people to, I think, overcomplicate things, but what I've always done as a trainer, stick to the absolute basics. At my gym, I'm known as the fat loss guy. Russ HIIT, the fat loss guy. I'm proud of the cheesy rhyme, people. I'm proud of it. But the reason for that is because it's very simple, the approach. You just stick to what works. If you do these 5 things, all of my clients have used them, you'll get results. And what I would suggest you do, particularly if you have a track record of maybe not sticking to your diet the way that you'd hope to, just apply 1 or 2 of the tips at first. Biggest mistake I've seen people make in my 11 years as a trainer is to try and overhaul too many things in one go. You don't need to live like that. Pick 1 or 2 that you like the sound of, implement them, and then further down the line you can implement the others, and it's much easier to do because you grow as you go. Another rhyme. I'm on form the day. Are you ready to begin? Okay, let's get started. Alright, so tip number 1, calories are king. Now, like I said, it's easy to overcomplicate your diet, and everywhere you look these days, people are trying to sell you on everything from, the latest superfood that's going to burn fat, or cling film wraps. Have you seen those? Oh yeah. That are going to make you magically lose weight. No matter how many gimmicks that have been invented down the years, the one constant when it comes to diets, the one thing that overrules every other aspect, calorie consumption. If you are eating more calories than you are burning, you're not going to lose weight. Now, I want to make clear that it does not matter, guys, whether that all those calories are coming from chicken and rice or chocolate bars. Calories are king. So, how do you know if you're eating enough or too much? Well, the best way to do it is to use a tracking app for a few days. So get something like MyFitnessPal and just have your normal diet. Don't leave anything out, and by the end of the week it'll give you a rough figure for your average calorie consumption. Now all you got to do from there is cut maybe 100 to 200 calories off. Don't go too big, because it's all about progress. The body's going to adapt as you go. It will get used to that new calorie consumption, and weight loss will slow down. So if you cut it really extreme, you're going to be one of those people that's pounding the treadmill, eating no food, and like, shit, I still can't lose weight, because the body's going to slow down your metabolism as you lower calories, okay? It's just the natural reaction. We can't do anything about it. So cut it by a couple of 100 calories, and then once you hit a sticking point, we go from there, okay? Another way to do it, for those who don't have smartphones or access to tracking apps, if you just want the old school way of doing it, target body weight times 12. Okay, and that'll give you a rough amount of calories. I prefer doing it the manual way because everyone's different. You know, you could get someone who weighs 180 pounds who eats 3,000 calories. Another person weighs the same weight but eats half as much. So I prefer you use a tracking app and get an actual handle on things. So that's step one, get your calories in check. Tip number 2, optimize those calories. Now, just by lowering your calories slightly, you'll have kick-started weight loss, okay? It's how the body works. But we can take results to a higher level by supporting your training and your healthy lifestyle, by just making sure we're getting those calories from the best possible places. You've got 3 possible destinations that they're going to. You're going to spend calories on protein, fat, carbohydrates. You need all 3. Don't believe what any bullshit that's telling you. You need all 3, okay? They do very different things, but they all have a very important role to play. So, first up, protein. Probably already know this, it's responsible for building muscle. It's also responsible for helping you keep the muscle you've already got, which is a good thing. We don't want to be losing muscle, okay? Fat is responsible for, well, to be honest, it's got a number of jobs. It's responsible for everything from your immune system to help regulating how much muscle you can build. It'll control the release of hormones like testosterone and cortisol. So staying on top of your fat intake, particularly if you're trying to get more protein in your diet, you know, they kind of go hand in hand. Carbohydrates, energy. You ever met one of those people that tells you should never eat carbs? Oh man, I don't eat carbs. Carbs are terrible. Carbs. You know what? In my opinion, in my experience, the people who tell you that carbs are the enemy, they're just fucking angry because they ain't eating carbs. Okay, it's your body can handle just about everything, and you need all 3. If you try living without carbohydrates, it's an absolute fucking nightmare, and I wouldn't recommend it on anybody. Carbs will give you energy, and there's no reason why you shouldn't have them in your diet. Okay, I'm yet to see a study at all that even hints that we need to stop eating carbs. Madness. But it's one of those things that caught on. So, you might be thinking, how much should I have of each one? Well, a good way to start, I'm not going to overcomplicate it, you can find more complex ways to set up your diet on my blog, but if you're into that sort of thing. But a good way to start, if you just want to get the ball rolling, now that you've got your calorie target set from the last tip, aim for about 40% of those calories from protein, about 40% of those calories from carbs, and about 20% of those calories from fat. Why less fat? Well, it's not so much less fat, it's just that there's 9 calories in a gram of fat and there's only 4 calories in a gram of protein or carbs, so the percentage is less. So we take that calorie target, we work that out, and that'll tell you how many calories a day that you should be trying to get from protein, carbs and fats. If you want to convert it into grams, because some people like to have it set out like I need this amount of grams of protein per day, and this amount of grams of fat, and this amount of grams of carbs. Easy to do. Once you've got your targets for how many calories are coming from protein, divided by 4, that's grams of protein. Exactly the same equation with carbs. Divided by 4, that's how many grams of carbs. Fat, just mentioned it, divide the figure by 9, and that'll give you how many grams of fat per day. And then you've literally set out your calories, your grams of carbs, protein and fat for the entire day, and all you've got to do is hit them. And I don't really mind how you do it. And that's it. That's tip 2. And those 2 are the most important ones. If you can get them done, you will start to lose weight almost immediately. And it's a good way to get into the right mindset to carry on a healthy diet. So, who's ready for step 3? I am. Tip 3. Start doing HIIT 3 times a week. Now, if you're new to the gym, you might not know what HIIT is, high intensity interval training. But most people who start a healthy diet, they tend to also join the gym at the same time. It's a good way to take fat loss results even higher by creating more of a calorie deficit and getting your fitness levels up as well. Loads and loads of benefits of exercise, but the problem I've found over the years is that a lot of people automatically get sucked into the old bad habits of training, which is going to the gym and thinking, oh, well, I only want to lose weight, so, I'm not going to do anything too strenuous. And they get on the bike or the treadmill and they just zone out for an hour reading a magazine. I see that all the time. If you're training for fat loss, it pays dividends to actually optimize your training for fat loss. Believe me, if you've made the effort to alter your diet, that's the hardest bit, okay? It makes sense to then optimize your training to actually get more from that too. Because training is the fun bit. It's hard at first, yes, but training will become fun. And one of the ways you can do that with cardiovascular exercise is to kill the boredom. Do HIIT. The workouts are shorter. It's been shown to burn anywhere from 2 times to 9 times as much body fat as regular cardio workouts, despite the fact that the workouts are shorter, and also despite the fact that you don't need to train with as much frequency. Okay? So, what is HIIT? Well, the blog post on my website, which accompanies this video, you can read that. I'll give you more in-depth info on HIIT. Okay, I'm going to keep it just to the bullet points for the purpose of this video, and I'm going to presume you've never done HIIT before. Don't mean to offend you. So, normal cardio would see you jumping on a machine, keeping the same steady pace, wanting to kill yourself. HIIT takes that steady pace, shortens the workout length, and also, instead of keeping the steady pace, every now and then we go doof, doof. Think of it as, one of those machines from the hospital, yeah? Those little periods where we're going doof, what we're doing is we're doing a 10 to a 30 second burst as hard and as fast as we fucking can on whatever kit we're using, okay? If you're outside running, sprint, okay? So we're doing 10 to 30 second bursts, no more than that. Because we tend to be gassed after the 30-second mark. It's important that when you do the bursts, you do them at your peak ability. Don't try and keep going too long. And then we let it come back down and we recover. Now, the recovery phase is the thing I wanted to mention in this video. You see, in the last 10 years, since HIIT became a popular form of training in the mainstream, a lot of people have sort of attached gimmicks to it. Everyone's trying to be different to everyone else, so that their system is, the best. And what I find is that the best form of HIIT for fat loss is the same best form of HIIT for fat loss that was here 25 to 30 years ago when sprint coaches started using it before the Olympic Games and it first came to the public eye. People want to make money. So if you want to optimize it for fat loss, stick to the original formula. Nothing has come close to actually defeating it in terms of results, study-wise. What is the original form of HIIT? Well, it's all about manipulating your heart rate. Now, you probably know a guy at your office who says, oh, I go to the gym and, do an hour and a half every single day, do HIIT for 90 minutes. I do 30 seconds on, I do 30 seconds off. I do it on the cross trainer, then I do it on the rower, and then I do it on the treadmill. And I'm making a sandwich at the same time. I'm so much better than you. Yeah, stop talking to that guy. That guy's making the classic mistake, which I'm about to mention. HIIT is about heart rate manipulation. So, when you're training for fat loss, that is, we want to have those short 30-second maximum bursts, and then we need to let our heart rate recover before we do that next burst. Okay, that's going to be subjective. So 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, that ain't going to work for everybody. That will work for super fit people, but I would put it to that guy that not even Usain Bolt could do 90 minutes. The telltale sign there is that his 30-second bursts are not at maximum intensity, because when we're training and we know we've only got so much rest coming up, we kind of hold a little bit in the tank. I'd rather you just went all out for less time and got better results. Okay? I'm pretty sure watching this, you probably would too. So how do we do that? Do your 30-second burst. If you can't handle 30 seconds at first, that's okay. Anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds. As soon as you feel like, shit, I've got no more, I'm going to crap my pants, stop, okay? We're going to alternate to a moderate pace, and we're just going to let our heart rate come down. And then as soon as we feel like we're ready to go again, fully recovered, bam, go again. Try and go even harder next time. Always trying to beat yourself. And we're going to try and do as many of those bursts as we can in our half-hour block. Like I say, you might get a different amount of bursts to the next guy. Hell, you might even get a different amount of bursts to what you did yesterday. Your fitness levels are going to change. What's important is that you're always getting a quality high-intensity burst in. okay? That will give you more fat loss results. Some days you might get 3. I'm not joking, I've seen it, 3.5 an hour, but they were quality ones, and it still worked. Other days, when you've been doing it for a while, you might get 6, or you might get 9. Depends on you, okay? So don't compare yourself to anything or anyone else. It's about you and your heart, and what we're trying to do is get that pulse, right? It's heart rate manipulation. If you're doing too many bursts, and the next one's coming around, and you're still gassed from the last burst, what you're going to find is it goes, and then it just drips a little bit. And that's not going to give you the true results. We want to get up and then all the way down, and then up and then all the way down. And what that will do is it will kickstart your metabolism, will give you something you've probably heard of called the afterburn effect. I need a picture of a jet flying over me when we say that. Yeah, it's a gimmick. But the afterburn effect, EPOC, I'll explain more about that on the blog, like I said. But basically, it'll help you burn more calories, and it will continue after your workout. The main benefit of HIIT is that it continues burning calories after you finish training. So despite the fact that you're in the gym for less, you feel like you've had a harder workout. It's been more fun because the time certainly goes faster when you're watching the clock and thinking, right, burst, right, stop, right, burst. It breaks your workout up instead of an hour on the treadmill bored out your mind. And also, you burn more fat too. So I hope that's helped you. If you're new to HIIT or new to the gym, start using it, and start using the way I've described today, and you'll get instant improvement in results for fat loss. Next tip. Tip 4. We're nearly finished. Tip 4. I want you to avoid fad diets from now on. Like I said, we've already established that if you can get your calories under control, you're going to lose weight. If you can combine that with optimizing your calories, throwing in a bit of HIIT training, you should be seeing great results by the time you even use tip 4. But along your way, you will meet countless people who try to sway you onto the gimmick that they're trying, because people like to have a partner when they're doing things. You know, I've met people who say everything from, oh yeah, I eat nothing from, that was the bench, not my knees. I eat nothing but cabbage soup. I met one girl who said I eat nothing but Twinkie bars. Like I say, I mean, you know what, as long as your overall calories are controlled, yeah, you'd still lose weight. Problem being though, if you're only eating one food, you're missing out on tons of vitamins and minerals, and you're only getting the nutrients which are in that food. That's why these people, even if they lose weight, they tend to look a bit ill, and they tend to pile all the weight back on when they have a vast choice of every food again at the end of their diet. I'd rather encourage you to stay away from that type of shit. These things are normally based around, like I say, either restricting food groups, either, you know, like no carbs or no fat, or you're only allowed to eat fucking cabbage soup, or they're based around the idea of extreme calorie cuts. And we already explained why that's bad. Body hates them. Your body will adapt to whatever you do. Okay, it will slow the metabolism down, and you don't want to become one of those people that's eating hardly any food and still can't lose any weight because their body's just adapted to it. It's a tricky situation to get out of once you're in it. So, you know, it's all reverse dieting. It takes a long time. I've done it with many clients before. It's not nice. So don't intentionally put yourself there. Instead, just have a common sense approach. Moderation is key, okay? Yes, you can have pizza. Yes, you can have chocolate. Yes, you can have, I don't know, gold-plated potato chips if you want. Moderation is key. Okay, you need to be in control of your calories, and if you're also trying to optimize your calories, try and fit it into your targets as well. And then, you know, that's a good way to do it, because essentially you can allow yourself a little treat meal almost every day if you want. Every day, some of my clients do. But because you're fitting it into your targets, it's a treat meal, but it's not a cheat meal. It's not naughty. Avoid all that fat bullshit, okay? That's tip number 4. Tip number 5. I think this is one of the most important ones, because it's not like a physical change, it's a mental change. Tip number 5 is that you need to stop giving a fuck what people think about you. If you tell anybody you're trying to lose weight, you inevitably you're going to be attracting attention along the way, and a lot of that attention is people going to be trying to force other ideas on you, trying to sway you off the path that's working, or you need to try this, or that, you know, it gets to the point where one negative comment can ruin a day. Because everyone has bad days, everyone has tough days. And the trick is to learn to take the good with the bad. A lot of people want to hide behind, if a good comment makes your day, literally makes your day, then a bad comment can totally destroy your day. And what I'd rather you did was get into the mentality that you're confident with your results, you're confident with your body. It's nice to be told, hey, you look good today. But you don't live for that shit. That's how you learn how to not give a fuck. Because then if somebody's negative to you, it's like, you know what? I'm not doing it for you. I'd be here at the gym 6 a.m. or whatever, whether you told me I look good or not. So fuck you. I'd rather you got into that mindset, because then you're in control. So yeah, stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Oh, but before I go, don't become one of those people that post, those memes on Facebook and such about how you don't give a fuck. Because that is a surefire sign that you absolutely do give a fuck. We all know someone who does them. There you go, that's tip number 5. Alright, so there you have it. 5 tips you can apply and start getting results straight away. Not a body wrap or a detox in sight. What I recommend you do though is pick 1 or 2 of them tips, apply them, and then when you start getting results, which you will, add in a couple of others, okay? That's the best way to do it for long-term results. And that's the end of the video. Now remember at the start when I was joking around about those guys that try and sell weight loss pills or tell people to starve themselves. God knows how many people have got themselves into serious health issues because of their bullshit advice. The reason I made this video is to sort of counter that type of thing and to give people tips that can just use, anyone can do. So we're at the end of the video, there's no product to buy, there's nothing like that. Okay, all I ask is that if you found these tips to be useful for either you or someone you know, share it. I've been speaking to my YouTube guy, he says that's all you got to do, just share it or have some sort of interaction with it, and this will help our video, the one you're watching now, climb up the rankings on YouTube so that we can get good, honest advice about weight loss to displace all that fucking bullshit. And that's all I made the video for, that's all we want. So there you go. Right now I'm off to pick my kids up from school and then I'm back to work. So if you're going to get started with these tips, enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Get started. Get started now. Don't wait around.
Hey, I'm Amanda from Team GB. Check out the workout, spot yourself. PCI.